Hello everyone, welcome back to another video in which I'll be going over today's price action. I took two trades and ended the day on practically break even, but it was actually a small loss. It was minus 0.1 R. Should have been a break even, but whatever, small loss is still fine. And yeah, I'll go over what I was looking for. So this is how the news for the week is looking. No news on today, Monday, so I'll be getting on the charts at around 9 a.m. So, when looking at the high time frame, right now I'm looking at the weekly just because I think it's a bit more clear. We've had, a very bullish reaction from that monthly fair value gap, and with this final week's close, we took out external range liquidity and we just printed this new weekly fair value gap. So now we could see price come from external range liquidity to back into internal range liquidity. And what would confirm that would be either an SMT one or two time frames below this one. So either a previous month high SMT or a previous week high SMT. And then on the daily, I highlighted that we still have this no wick low, which, looking at the data, it gets filled more times than it doesn't. Rarely does a no wick low get left untapped. So then looking at the intermediate term time frame, we can see that we have a previous week high SMT. And QNES closed above previous week high, while YM isn't even close to previous week high. So that confirms the external range liquidity to internal range liquidity framework that I was looking at on the higher time frame. So based off this, I am now leaning more bearish and expecting a move from this external range liquidity back all the way to this low, because that's where the weekly fair value gap is. Whether that will happen, I don't know. Then we go to the 90-minute chart, and we can also see that we have a previous day high SMT with ES and NQ closing above, and YM didn't even take it out. We did have also previous day low SMT right here, but I wasn't paying that much attention to it as it wasn't fitting into my narrative. We can also see that we retraced into a bearish fair value gap and seem to be respecting it nicely, so things are looking good to take possible low time frame entries lower back to that no wick low. So the game plan for today was, what is the bias? Bearish. Invalidation of the bias would be invalidation of previous week high and previous day high, and I'm expecting a previous 90-minute high SMT at the open. So going into the trades, this was my second trade, was like somewhere here. It was a little bit late. Yep. Something like this. So these trades were brought to break even quickly. So if we go to I have it marked out here, but you can see that YM closed above previous 90-minute high. NQ didn't even hit previous 90-minute high, and at the time, so did ES. ES also had the high here. So we had an SMT with a previous 90-minute high, and then we had a change in state delivery right here on NQ. Sorry for having this box here. Let me just take this box out. So yeah, we had that previous 90-minute high SMT at the open, then we got a change in state delivery, so that was where I entered, and I was targeting the no wick low, which was also previous day low, for a big trade for about 5.7R. I entered and then we went into drawdown, but then we started pushing nicely to the downside. Then we got all the way to around like, what is this? 1 eye in profit. When I was like 1 eye in profit, I brought stops to break even, because at some point this blue candle was a bearish candle all the way down here, and I'd like to see some momentum going downwards, but instead we got bought up and I got stopped at break even here. And then I was kind of seeing what price was doing, and we kind of went back up here, and then we had another entry here, another bearish change in state delivery. That's where I took my second trade, and then with this black candle here, with this big wick, I brought stops. Well, I mean, I thought I brought stops to break even. I didn't. And then when we started getting bought up, I saw that I hadn't brought stops to break even, and then I ended up closing at a bit of a loss. It was a $77 loss on the day for me. Yeah, my two trades, I took a $12 win and then an $89 loss, which results in $77 loss on the day. But 77 is only about 0.1R of my risk, so it was a very small loss, but should have been a break even today. Either way, after these two break evens, I just stayed out because market was seeming to be supporting also from this area of interest, and it just started being really like choppy. I mean, if we take out all the boxes and whatnot, this just doesn't look very good. This is just completely consolidation. So yeah, didn't take any more trades, which I'm happy with. And yeah, that's about it for this day. Moving forward, I'll be interested to see how we react to this new week opening gap. We closed below it, now we're retesting it. We'll see what price does. Still expecting somewhat of a bearish week with this no wick low and this weekly fair value gap that we just created. But we'll see. We'll see what tomorrow brings. Hope this was insightful. And yeah, a bit of a cold streak ever since started the funded account, which is a bit annoying, but that's how it is. I think I'm like 1.68 or 1.67 in drawdown, which isn't bad. Like one winning trade and the account was already in profit, so we'll just have to keep going and we'll see what's up. All right, see you tomorrow. Bye bye.